I didn't put this in. He did. All right. Someplace here, I have written down some conclusions, which I don't really need to write down. I want to relate. Might seem like a bit of a stretch, but not to me. I want to relate all of this to what I said I was going to talk about, which is the world crisis of polarization, dualistic mind, and that sort of thing. 9/11, the destruction of the environment, all of this. I think it is relevant. And Carla Elizabeth Ruykert, I don't know what's the right way to pronounce Ruykert. Oh, well, that's easy. She talked about the war of good and evil that goes on in a number of mythologies. But then she made the point, or the light and dark, that this is a limited kind of war. And that the much greater challenges would be the integration of our own darkness, our own reptilian beings, those elements in ourselves. She made the remark, which just knocked me, hit me hard. In the last days, the dragon will thrash its tail. This integration involves an expansion of who we are as spiritual beings. Now, the UFO phenomenon is about as powerful a way that I know, or a powerful shattering of the linear mind that I know, opening up of consciousness. So you just have to know an experiencer to know that this is true of them. It requires, as I've described in several ways, that we live in paradox, not either or, but this and this, real and mythic, personal and collective, inside and outside. The UFO phenomenon connects us beyond ourselves with all beings, terrestrial and extraterrestrial. It opens us to a connection with nature, all of nature. It is the ultimate, along with many other anomalies, but it is the most powerful one I know to transcend the dualism, the polarity of the way we generally have come to think. It's not exclusive to the West. Polarized thinking is part of the human way of thinking, but to transcend that thinking, to experience our connectedness to all beings, to nature, I think this enables us to do that if we use it that way. It's a possibility that is there. I'm not saying that's what it is. I don't know what it is, but I think it offers us that possibility. Okay, we have time for 20 minutes of, right? 15, 20, what do we have? 20. Okay, so I'll stop there and let's have questions.
Thank you for wonderful presentation. I agree with you that we, the Islamic peoples, Jews, Hindus, Buddhists, Sikhs, Christians, and others, all have the possibility to become good guys, wonderful guys. There should be no enemy. We all should love each other. As a Christian, I condemn no guy to be evil. But in reality, our world contains an appalling, an enormous amount and variety, both of suffering and of evil. Perhaps
You have a question that you want? I mean,
Yes,
you're saying very interesting things, but I think we're going to have to, give people a chance to ask questions. And do you have a question?
yes.
Okay.
Perhaps our no-century rivals are ours for the magnitude of either. So I acknowledge that evil is quite real. If I don't deny it, if I deny it, I would be a liar. But in any horrifying case, we should overcome the evil with the good.
Where are you going? What's your question? I know I can't disagree with anything you're saying, but what is the question?
So I'm from South Korea.
Yeah.
What do you think of the relationship between South Korea and North Korea? Just,
Well, I don't know whether that question is supposed to have to do with the President Bush's including North Korea in the evil axis, or axis of evil. I think that declaring the evil to be totally out there, to label a whole country as evil, is exactly what we need to transcend. I think that's not going to get us anywhere. It's going to alienate, in the true sense of alienate, that's the right use of that word, a whole people, pointlessly. Yes, there's evil, but where is the evil? Is it a country? No. It's something that is an aspect of ourselves which may be expressed powerfully by some acts that we, like the 9/11 event, but there's also evil in ourselves when we destroy the wildlife of the Arctic or plunder the other parts of the world for the resources to feed our appetites for power and whatever. Yeah.
In answer to his question, I have found the enemy, and the enemy is us. The fear within, period. We have to deal with our own fear. That's the darkness. My question is this. What happened to your little coalition, and is there a place in the future where a little coalition of that sort can come together again, where we could start crossing over these different disciplines?
What do you mean coalition?
The different scientists and people you put together in your little
well, we're still
university.
doing that. I mean, we have a center called the Center for Psychology and Social Change, and the PEER, the Program for Extraordinary Experience Research, is a program of that center. And we have Pat Carr, my associate, as we have a table with that literature, and it'd be great if you would get to know more about what we're doing, because I think we're trying to reach out and touch a lot of people and of many different disciplines. So I mean, it is going on. If you'd like to join us, that would be terrific.
Yeah, can you rattle off a website number?
Yeah, www.centerchange.org.
First of all, Dr. Mack, thank you so much for coming here, and thanks for standing up for your belief and being an avant-garde and trying to go new places. And I'm going to fire 3 real quick ones at you. First of all, if you had to choose, which is most likely, that we are being studied, farmed, or evolved, and you can only choose one.
All 3.
You can't choose all 3.
And, not or.
No,
I don't know. I think that it can, the evolved would be not from them, would be from what we do with what's before us. It's a very non-interventional God.
I know.
Whatever this God is, this creator, it seems to have a kind of non-interventionist approach to leaves it to us.
I was looking for your gut first response. I understand what you're saying, and I agree with you. Next question is, how many species do you think are visiting us?
Quick. Let me answer quickly. Again, I don't go there because I don't know. Take this whole tremendous variety of reactions I mentioned to the reptilian experience. Okay, it looks like there are all kinds of different reptilian beings, right? But maybe that's not true.